Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a topic that I have been putting off speaking about for quite some time now, and it's just been weighing on me because a while back when I shared with you why I keep my YouTube channel a secret in my life, a lot of you reached out to me and asked for me to share a little bit more about my experience of being bullied as a child. And I shied away from it because, number one, I only want my YouTube channel to be a place where people go for inspiration or entertainment or just like to be happy. Like, I don't want to talk about sad or depressing things on my channel ever, and believe me, I could. I really have experienced a lot of sadness and loss in my life, and I certainly could share that here on my channel, but that's not what I want to remember. That's not what I want to capture. I want to share Disney vlogs and family vacations and organizing the house and cleaning. It's like things that make me feel good. And this is not one of the things that make me feel good, but I thought maybe it would be helpful to some of you if you are struggling with or have experienced this, or if it has affected you in your adult life. So what I wanted to share was how being bullied as a child affected me as an adult. And I'll give you a little bit of a backstory just so that you know the extent of the bullying. It wasn't anything physical, like physically abusive, but it definitely was mentally abusive. It's really sad. Like, looking back, it makes me sad that I had to go through this as a young child. So it all started in Catholic school. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through 8th grade. So I had a long time with the same 30 students from the time I was 5 years old till the time I was 14, 15 years old. And I was judged and I was labeled from kindergarten. So you can imagine how, if you're labeled at that young of an age and people are already name calling and poking fun at you, and you're with these same people for the rest of your elementary school years, it's very hard to pull yourself out of that. I was shy. I was very awkward. I kept to myself. I was just always scared to approach people, and that only got worse as I got older because at that point I felt like I couldn't reach out to people or make friends because everybody already didn't like me. It was the way that I felt. So I made one close friend in kindergarten. She was all that I had. So if she was not in school, it was just really a struggle for me. It was so hard. I had no one to sit with at lunch. I had no one to talk to on the playground. I would just walk around alone because the kids would be and like make a comment or call me a name and run away, or throw something at me and run away, or people would dare other people to touch me, and then they would have cooties, and then they would touch somebody else and be like, oh, you have cooties because I touched her. And I'm sure you guys know all of those ridiculously stupid and mean things that children do. And it really made my shyness that much worse because now everyone was unapproachable to me. I could never reach out and make friends because people just didn't like me right from the get-go. And the worst part was that I was stuck with these same people for 8 more years. So it just got progressively worse year after year. I did have neighborhood friends, and that was nice because when I did get home, I had a couple of friends in the neighborhood that I could hang out with and have a little bit of socialization with, but my school days were horrible. They were horrible. I cried nearly every day after school from the time I was 5 till the time I was 15. I never wanted to go. Every year I would beg my parents to please let me leave the school, to please let me go to public school, because my neighborhood friends were in public school and they accepted me and they enjoyed being with me, and it was just nice having that. And every day that I went to school, I was just scared to talk to people. I was scared to approach people. Even the teachers weren't very nice. I'll give you one scenario, and this is not about me, but most of our teachers were nuns for the most part, and they were pretty strict, and we had to wear uniforms that had to be nicely pressed. We always had to look very well put together. And there was this one little boy who always came into school just a hot mess. Like, his shirt was always wrinkled and it wasn't tucked in, and it wasn't his fault. He was only in 2nd or 3rd grade at this point. And the teacher said to him, if you're gonna come to school looking like trash, then get in the trash can. And she actually made him stand in the trash. I can't even talk about it, especially like being a mom now and thinking, if somebody did this to my child, oh my gosh, okay, I can't get emotional this early into the video. She made him stand in the trash can, and we just all stared at him, and he had to stand there for like 15-20 minutes, and it was just horrible. So this is just like, you can see the environment that this all happened in, I guess. Okay, I don't want to keep crying and feeling sorry for myself in this video. I just want to get it out there. So anyway, that's the backstory. The students were mean to me. They always called me names. I was awkward. I always had this horrible view of myself. I was ugly. I had a big nose. I wore glasses. I wore braces. Like, I just felt like I had everything against me, and there was no way anyone could like me anyway because I was so hideous. And even in my family life, I haven't really discussed that yet, being awkward and ugly, which is what I thought I was, my sister was beautiful. So whenever we had family outings or we met with cousins or went to family parties, everyone would just be like, you're so beautiful, you should be a model, did you ever think of going into modeling, you're just so gorgeous. So, you know, she would get all of this positive reinforcement. And I've had family members say to me, are you gonna get your nose fixed? Like, are you gonna do something about that someday? So why don't you do something with your hair? Like, what's up with that? And just like, I just felt like I had such negativity from so many different directions that it was really, really hard for me to break out of my shell. So that's basically the 5-minute explanation of my entire childhood. Moving on into high school, I finally got to go to public school. So I was just so excited that I didn't have to deal with those people anymore. I could break free. It could be a new beginning. I could make new friends, the whole 9 yards. I got to high school and I did have a couple of neighborhood friends, which was wonderful, but none of them were in my classes and I was just starting fresh. I knew no one and I still had all of those fears. Like, in my mind, people just don't like me. Like, right from the get-go, I'm not even gonna give you a chance because I know as soon as you look at me or as soon as you talk to me, you're going to realize that I'm dull and I'm boring and I don't make good conversation and I am hard to look at, and like all those thoughts are still going through my head in my teenage years. So even high school was a little bit of a struggle, but I did connect and make some friends, and friends that I cherish. They're still in my life. That was good. I muddled through high school. I probably got into more trouble that, not really trouble, but I did go to parties with my friends and I would tell my parents that like I was sleeping over someone's house, but I was actually going to a high school party with a big group of people, and I didn't do anything like horribly wrong or out of the ordinary, I suppose, for high school years. But in all likelihood, if I didn't have the experience that I had in Catholic school and just being so strict and not ever being able to do anything and having no socialization and, you know, really no friends and all of that, which was just basically out of the ordinary for the person who I actually am, I just felt like this sense of freedom. Like, it was like getting out of jail. Like, I was finally free to be myself, which I still wasn't myself because I was still terrified of people. So scared to mingle and talk and make friends and all of that. My husband, I met when I was 15. I started like officially dating when I was 16, and he was the complete opposite of me. So he is very social and he always wants to be around people and he always wants to have parties and just, he never wants to be alone. So now, being bullied as a child just kind of stopped me from making the effort to talk to people or to make friends, because like I said, and it's my own fault, but right off the bat, if we're meeting for the first time, I am thinking to myself, you're judging me, you don't like me, you think I'm ugly, you think I'm boring. That's right, like even now, that's instantaneously the first things that are going on through my head. And then I start to stumble over words and I don't know what to say and I don't know how to keep conversation flowing, and it's just really been so hard for me as an adult to make friends, to kind of put all of that behind me and realize that we're mature now, people can be kind, not everyone is mean, not everyone hates me, all of that. I have to say the last 2 years between doing YouTube and starting my new job with Mickey World Travel, it really has helped me immensely in realizing that there are good people out there and everyone doesn't hate me. So I mean, I know that sounds so ridiculous, but that is always the way that I felt about myself, always. And now, like, some of you guys, oh my gosh, you're so I'm getting emotional again. You are so kind to me. And like, I've had people write me the most amazing letters, and I've had some of you guys like send me gifts. I can't even. So it made me realize that like, maybe I am a likable person. Like, there are people out there who actually come back and they watch my videos and they comment and we talk. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, it really made me so much more confident, and it made me feel like the world isn't a horrible place. Like, I had this bad experience as a child, but overall, the world is not horrible, and there is kindness, and there are nice people out there, and I can make friends, and I can talk to people now, and this, like, just talking to a camera has really helped me with that, because it gives me the opportunity to say what I want to say and to feel how I want to feel and to just express it and put it out there. And then people can comment, and then people can reach out to me, and I can think it through and get back to them, rather than being face to face with somebody and putting that barrier between us where I'm scared to open up and I'm scared to say things because I don't want to be ridiculed or judged or thought to be boring or dull or uninteresting to be around. So YouTube has helped me so much with that, and I'm so glad that I started doing it. And another hurdle for me was when I had to travel alone for the first time. I shared that with you guys so much when it was happening. And I had to go with all of these people that I never met before. And I just had all of these fears. Like, I felt like I was in first grade again on the playground. And I had no one to talk to. Like, I really thought that's what it was going to be. But I think because of YouTube and my ability to just talk more than I ever have before, my ability to just kind of get conversation going here on my channel, I think that really helped to warm me up to being in front of someone and actually being able to start a conversation with them. And it helped a lot that we all had a very similar interest, which was Disney, and that is the easiest thing for me to talk about. And I could not believe how nice everyone was to me. And I was like, and right from the beginning, there was this group of girls. The first like day or two, I was pretty much on my own, and I didn't mind it. I am a loner, and it might be because I was so like much of an introvert as a child. I had to play by myself all the time. I had to kind of entertain myself and find things to do alone. That has become a comfort for me. So I actually legit like being alone. Like, I loved exploring Universal by myself. I really did enjoy it, and I could vlog when I wanted to, and I could go on what rides I wanted to. I could eat when and where I wanted to. I really liked having that time. but it started to get lonely and it started to get awkward because I would see everyone else in groups and I was alone. And when somebody saw me, they would be like, well, you're alone? Why are you alone? And I'm just like, well, because that's just, I'm always alone. It's just how it is for me. That's just the way it's always been. This one group of girls came up to me and they just kind of took me under their wing, and they were all friends. They all live in the same town together. They're really close friends already. So I was thinking, how am I going to click with these girls that have known each other forever? And of course, in my mind, I'm like, they feel sorry for me. I'm so pathetic. They're probably just doing this because they don't, you know, they just feel horrible that I'm by myself. And, you know, all those things are going on through my head. But they went over and beyond. They invited me back to their room because it was one of the girls' birthdays and we had cake, and then they invited me to have breakfast with them the next morning, and we went out to dinner together. If they hated me, then they probably would have, you know, let me hang out with them for a little bit and they would be like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow, bye. But they really included me in everything. And I thought to myself, maybe I'm worthwhile. Maybe it is possible for me to make friends, and maybe it is possible for people to legit like me. It was just really such a learning experience for me. As scared as I was, just to do all of that and to travel on my own and be so independent and to make friends on my own and have them actually like me and want to spend time with me, I felt like I got this. I am over this. This is done. I am not going to let those fears from my childhood keep me from meeting people anymore and keep me from loving or caring or liking people, because I am just so worried about them judging me. I'm done with it. I am totally done with it. I don't care. You don't have to like me. And that's okay. That's your problem if you don't like me, but I'm still going to be myself, and I'm still going to express myself and talk to you and be a part of your life. And if you don't like it, you can walk away. And if you do, you can be a part of my world. And that's kind of where I'm at. So bullying really did set me back well into my adulthood, and it made my anxiety so bad and so hard. But I think that I have come a long way, and I think that I am really working through it. It has caused so many difficulties in my life through college. I constantly had anxiety attacks and panic attacks. I was in the hospital multiple times because I was having such a bad panic attack. So much, like, you guys, it was a struggle. I had my first anxiety attack when I was about 8 years old, and I struggled with it my entire life. It also kept me from wanting to ever go out, from ever wanting to go to like a party or a friend's house or to do anything like that, because I was so worried that I was going to have a panic attack and make a fool out of myself. And I have, and that has happened. But I feel like the more I don't let myself be so fearful of people and being around people and just being in social situations, that anxiety has really subsided a lot. Not that it doesn't happen anymore, because I do still have times where I have major anxiety, and I do still have times where I have a full-on panic attack, but it is so much less now than it was back then, and I think I got this. So that's it, guys. I mean, I could go the whole panic attack and anxiety problems that I've had throughout my life. That could honestly be a whole nother video in itself. I just wanted to address the bullying today and how that affected me throughout my life and even now into my adulthood. If any of you guys struggle with this, if any of you guys can relate, please let me know in the comments below. If you're not comfortable, please feel free to email me. I am very responsive. Any of you guys that have reached out to me, you know I will get right back to you in most cases. If I don't, it's just because I'm thinking it through and exactly what I want to say, and I don't want it to be rushed. I love communicating with you guys, and I am so much more comfortable now doing it. And I hope that those of you who have been following me from the beginning, I hope that you can see how much I have grown and gotten more comfortable in my videos, in sharing more about myself, and in communicating with you. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry, how long is this? I'm sorry this is so long. Maybe you got something from it, and if you did, I hope that this helped you in some way. I'm living proof that you can get through it, and don't feel alone, because I am sure I am not the only person who has gone through something like this. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. All of my social media links are in the description below, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.